And one of my favorite, yes, this could have been an email moment, and actually was an email probably. The NBA schedule has been released, or at least the number of nationally televised games. Well, this is on the heels of the most watched basketball game that I could think of in the last at least 3 years. The gold medal game,
yep,
and the subsequent games leading up to it. And it seems that the NBA schedule makers, instead of looking at the growth potential, they're like, you know what? Let's keep giving the same old. This is a league, to me, that is in desperate need of establishing new young stars. When you look at the Olympics that we just ran, right? The three unmitigated kings of the LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Right? Those were the three guys that we were looking at as like, man, boom, this is crazy. Right? These are the three, we start having conversations like, man, is
you asked last week, hey, how'd you feel watching them probably for the last time they get we talked about it like,
And so knowing that, like you said last week, how does it feel to watching these maybe the last relevant games that we see them play, or the last high-stakes games that we see them play? Well, the NBA must have heard that, because they said, just in case, we're going to make sure you guys see all of their damn games.
Yeah.
27 of the Lakers games are nationally televised. 24 of the Warriors games are nationally televised. They are two of the top 5 teams with nationally televised games.
And both going to be playing teams, but go ahead.
Both of them will be playing teams.
Yep, absolutely.
The Boston Celtics, 26. Okay. Defending NBA title champion. Makes a lot of sense, right?
I feel like that should be about 30 though. 26 feels low.
I
got you. But for the defending champions,
they're in the correct neighborhood.
Young stars, Brown, Tatum.
That's what you think. Okay, the Knicks, get it. Go New York, go New York, go. It's kind of like the Cowboys. If the Cowboys are good, then the NFL ratings as a whole will soar.
Yes.
If the Knicks are good, the NBA rating as a whole will soar.
How many?
They have 24. Okay. All right. The Mavericks with 23. I get that. All right, Luka Doncic, Western Conference Finals representative, right after that.
Kyrie, you get Clay in the fold this year. Okay.
Exactly.
Not mad at it.
But the two that I cannot understand, though.
Can I guess?
Sure.
One's Minnesota.
They are on the list of ones that I can't get.
Exactly. I know it is because I know Ant's your guy, and I'm with you. I don't know the number, but if you're bringing it up, you're not happy with the number, so I'm probably not going to be happy with the number. Hit me.
Minnesota has 18 nationally televised games.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is trailing the 76ers, the Nuggets, and obviously the first 5 that I named. The Suns also at 19 games. To me, if you are trying to build this league up, we are going to know what LeBron does. We are going to know what Steph Curry does. Because those are the because those games nationally televised or not, those are going to be the ones that are discussed in the A block of all the reaction shows the next day. Those are going to be the ones. Those are going to be the ones.
Even on nights they don't play.
Sure.
Because right? Because they might play that night or play tomorrow night.
The Kings beat the Spurs. What does that mean for the play-in chances for the Lakers?
Yeah.
Right? That is the level of we are going to know, because these are where everybody else pays attention to, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be that. Zion hamstring watch again. If he gets healthy, can they knock the Lakers out of their play-in spot? Right? Those are the timeline or the storylines that will exist. But so you're right in that Minnesota. I would have liked to see that bumped up a little bit more.
25.
I could see as many. I was just about to say, line them up with the Knicks.
Yeah.
25, line them up with the Knicks.
25.
Young, up-and-coming teams, right? Do we know if they'll be great next year? No. Will they be as good as they were last year? We're not sure yet. We probably lean yes right now, but we'll see.
But they have a star. They have a young,
but
budding
that's what I'm
star.
saying. They have the young star.
Yeah.
Put this guy on TV. Now, the one that to me is the most egregious.
Can I try to take another swipe?
Go for it.
I got 2 teams, so I'm going to cheat here. It's either OKC or the Spurs.
It's Oklahoma City.
Wow, boy. You know what? City. You see what 3 years, going on 3 years together does, man? See that camaraderie?
Look,
yeah.
And I get that these are not first place finishes. But when you finish second in MVP voting, and then you finish second in Rookie of the Year, especially in a year in which you had an MVP that played out of his mind, right? So it's not like, it wasn't like a normal MVP year. It's kind of like MVP going away, right? And then you had a rookie of the year, which was in the same boat. It wasn't like an MVP year where it's like, oh, damn, we're splitting hairs between shooting percentage and rebounding. You know what I mean? No, it was pretty much, we're good with that. Rookie of the year, Victor Wembanyama could play 40 games, and he would have got Rookie of the Year. Like, it was his to lose.
Yeah.
But if he didn't exist, nobody would have been looking at him and been like, man, weak year for, like this year in the NFL, like kind of like, ooh, weak year for MVP. You know, it's like you kind of really make a case. There's no clear-cut guy who threw for 6,000 yards and 55 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, right? You know what I'm saying? There was no clear-cut. It wasn't like that. It was one and then everybody else. Yeah. But this gap between 2 and 3 was still pretty significant to where these guys are stars, right? It wasn't like you were pulling hairs trying to find somebody else to fill in. It wasn't like one guy got 99% of the vote. And then, anyway, I'll belabor the point.
What's the number for OKC in San Antonio?
San Antonio's 13. But
wow.
I agree,
wow. Seriously?
But I agree with San Antonio because San Antonio's best case scenario for the Spurs this year, in my opinion, is winning 38 games.
It doesn't matter. You got to show Vic.
But
it does not matter. You got to show Vic.
But we got to show it's got to be a mix because you can't just be the LaMelo Ball Hour on national TV because he's a young star, but his team is terrible. Do you see what I'm saying? It can't just be that. There's got to be some level because we got to see guys we have to see guys nationally throughout the season that are going to be the guys that are making postseason runs in the late season. That's the way I look at it.
I can do without the Lakers being number 1. I think that's atrocious. And Golden State at 24. Boston needs to be at 30 from 26. Minnesota needs to be at 25. I could even give 3 or 4 more games to the Knickerbockers because, once again, it's New York. It's the Big Apple. It's Gotham City. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
plus, one of them is built in Christmas Day.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But OKC, it's funny, man. Your tease to the break. I thought we were going to come back. I didn't look ahead on the rundown. I thought you were talking about the WNBA. I thought that's where you were going, and then I shot out of here to go use the restroom and come back. And now I'm looking at this like, wow, he's right. The leagues, they say they want to push the young stars. Here's an opportunity to do so with legitimate young stars. Look at OKC's roster. That's full of young stars. How do they not have more games than, honestly, the old guys? Where's the Suns at? How many are the Suns sitting at?
They're 9th. They're right above. I'm sorry, 8th, right above.
How many?
Minnesota, 19.
Okay, so I promise you, out of those 19 games, we'll see their big 3 play together, probably about 6 of them. So they're going to have 13 actual televised games where either Durant, Booker, or Beal are not on the floor, or maybe 2 of them won't be on the floor, or maybe all 3 of them won't be on the floor. This is why a team like San Antonio, I don't care if the team is bad. Let's stop acting like the NBA cares about teams. The NBA right now is completely on a superstar run. They don't care about teams. It's obvious by saying the Lakers get 27 national televised games. We know the Lakers are going no further than first, maybe second round. And if not that, they're going to be a playing team and they're going to be eliminated. And then everybody will get blamed. Pelinka will get fired. And it'll be the same reset and story all next offseason. Golden State Warriors, everybody know how I love Steph. That's my guy. But this is not a championship team anymore. It's not a championship franchise anymore. They've blown that by, and I was wrong at first about it, but by giving Draymond that money and shipping off Jordan Poole was the nail in the coffin to any chance that they have ever to win another NBA championship. Boston, the defending champion, to me, should always be 30 and more. And the defending champion should always get 30. And it's Boston. It's a big market, Martin. Like, people, you either love or hate Boston. You ever met anybody that's kind of in the middle on Boston? It's like, you either hate the Celtics or you love them, right? I hate them. I'm a Pistons fan. I can't stand the Celtics. So, but I always want to watch them because I want them to lose. But Minnesota, I can see bumped up. OKC, the San Antonio one, we'll just disagree on. Victor, he just showed us in the Olympics. He's the next guy.
I want to see the reason San Antonio is I want to see, like, when we got to this year's postseason, right? Anthony Edwards had a few viral-ish moments, right, where he dunked on John Collins, had a couple other plays that just happened throughout the course of the regular season.
Has some good post-game quotes and stuff,
But then you see his star take another turn in the postseason as they start off so hot. Very similarly to on the eastern side of things, Tyrese Halliburton, while he didn't have not exactly the same charisma as Anthony Edwards, I would say he had a similar year in terms of going from a guy who was kind of not just a guy, but a star level player to now a all-star, all NBA
conference final.
Yeah, but you see that, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't see that out of Tyrese Halliburton. We're hearing about it because we're not watching it on national TV. When you look at the way the NFL does their schedule, like they highlight these young players. They're gonna highlight.
Yeah.
They're gonna put the number 1 overall pick on Hard Knocks. They're gonna put. They're going to – where are you, Chicago? Okay, that's cool. If you're Trevor Lawrence, guess what? We're going to put you on prime time.
They got some Monday night games.
Right.
They got some Sunday night games.
We're going to see it.
Yeah.
We're going to see.
Yeah.
Like, is Jacksonville the same size of a market as, say, New York? Or, like, we're always going to see a New York Cowboys game. Almost always going to see that early in the season before the Giants stink.
That's always going to be Fox's afternoon late game.
We're always going to see that game in that
game.
big window. We'll see the 49ers in that big window. But, like, this year we're going to see, or like when Arizona got Kyler Murray, guess what we were seeing? Arizona in the big windows. People want to see the number 1 overall pick. People want to see these young players, and you bring them out and cycle them out if you're the NBA until one resonates. Instead, they keep playing the same old songs. Like, this is a top 40 site. LeBron, Steph, KD. And it's like, guys, part of the reason why this is the case is because this is what you keep giving people.
Yeah. So, a list I pulled up here, because I said it during the commercial break. Now, I got national televised games, including NBA TV. You want to hear these numbers?
Sure.
Including NBA TV. What do you think the Lakers are at?
Including NBA TV.
Including NBA TV. This is the list I said during commercial break I saw. This is the one I saw tweeted out.
I'd say they right now are 27. That's just across the broadcast partners.
Yep.
On NBA TV, I'd say they're, 35?
39 games.
Yeah.
Almost half of Laker games are either going to be on, TNT or ESPN or NBA TV. Right behind them, Golden State at 36, Celtics at 34, Knickerbockers, I love this, 34. So they gave them 10 extra games on NBA TV alone. So the Knickerbockers got 10 extra added on from the other platforms. Then it's Dallas, Suns, Nuggets, Bucks, Sixers, Timberwolves, OKC. Spurs get bumped up. They get some more. They get some NBA TV love. They get 21 with the NBA TV added to it. So, and last, who you think is the worst, Martin? Well, you got the list in front of you. It's a top for 3 teams. They're probably all NBA TV games too.
The 3 teams that the Detroit Pistons, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets.
Nope, you got one right. You got Pistons, Trailblazers,
okay,
and the Raptors.
The Raptors
only have 4 national games, including NBA TV, and I guarantee you, they're all on NBA TV. Those games are not. They did not put the Pistons on ESPN. I maybe TNT, but they're definitely not on ESPN. But I agree with you. And when you look down Houston, because that was your squad last year as far as, hey, watch this team. And this year I'm putting them in the playoffs. But once again, we're not going to know anything because they only got 11 games.
Yeah,
we're not going to be able to see them.
I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Why not? You changed? Okay. You were close, bro. They were right there last year. They just kind of fell apart the last 6 or 7 games in the season, but they were right there to really try to push for that play-in. I think Ume, the guy can flat out coach the pill. Ime, excuse me. I think he can flat out coach the pill. I think they'll be a lot better this year.
Coach Ime Udoka. It's Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dr. Umar Johnson. He's funny.